Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for August 6, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 19, and if you add the 1 and the 9 together, you get the number 10, or if you add the 1 and the 0 together, you get the number 1. And let's look at both of these today. If you're looking at the number 1, it's time to stand up for your unique individuality. If you're looking at the number 10, then it's time to find the inner strength and power to make a change and do things that are going to make a difference in some way. I think we can do both, right? I think we could do both. As we all know, with power comes responsibility. What we choose defines the intention and nature of the motivation that inspires our action. Try to look at what the underlying impulse is that is driving your actions forward. If fear is running the show, then maybe you should reevaluate those choices, because fear rarely is the best motivating force for correct and conscious action. May all people find the paths that lead them to clarity, calmness, and alignment with their greater purpose. May all souls be able to claim their uniqueness in a way that does not harm others or any life form. May all souls discover those places of personal power that assist them in gaining confidence and that support them in having a fulfilling life. Okay, the astrology today. The moon is in Cancer, and it promotes care and comfort once again. What can you do to keep others safe and healthy? Wearing a mask is one of them. But the sun and Uranus square, and that can make things seem figured out to suddenly have problems. I know. It was the last thing you wanted to hear today. It's the last thing I wanted to hear today. However, it will finally bring to light an existing problem that has been limping along. Now that problem is revealed as a much bigger issue than we might have realized. At least now we can get it fixed. While now is the time, it may feel a bit abrupt. I have to blame Uranus for all this constant upset. But some face those upsets by rebelling against the rules. And the truth is that this astrology has been impairing judgment since 2012. And so be aware that temperamental behavior is going to cause more suffering. Big surprise that way, but you should have figured that out by now. Because we are not children, at least most of us are not children. And we need to make choices that support the health and well-being for everyone. More and more disruptions will lead constantly to feeling bombarded, so that, there's this irresponsible behavior that we have to recognize that is actively causing a collapse of systems and the stability of our culture. We are learning a lot of things about human nature that are not putting us in a positive light. It is sad, and I worry about the closeness that we are going to hit a breaking point very soon. Okay. So my quote in my blog today is based on, of course, the news that's coming out related to this breakthrough, COVID variant that we're dealing with. And, and I know people personally that got both of their shots and still got COVID because of this particular variant. They aren't really terribly sick, which is good, but, just kind of recognize that we're about to collapse like our healthcare system, because our healthcare workers are feeling so exhausted, and we need to support them. If at nothing else, we just have to support them because they are at the front lines and they are exhausted, and they've been doing this for over a year and a half, and it's a lot. And I don't want to be them myself, so I want to do what I can to support them so that we can have healthy hospitals and healthy medical systems, right? So this is my quote for today. Slowly the systems begin to collapse. Those that help do not deserve to be harassed. What happened to those that think about the greater good? Why do some not want to listen to those trained and needing to be understood? People can make anything up into something they believe, but are they helping or exhibiting a childish pet peeve? Those that will not help will be responsible for the decline. They force all of us to be constantly on the front line. We are all tired and want some sort of relief, but this will never end because of a certain belief. And my blog for today. Within the heart and soul of a man, within the heart and soul of man are too many that do not give a damn. They care not for this world in which we live. They are too selfish to even try to give. They live in illusions made up in their mind. They hurt others, determined not to be kind. Denial is the tool that they use to justify their dangerous choices that deny and imply. They refuse to look past their patterns of hate. They choose to lie and constantly debate. Such are the souls who destroy what is good. They believe they have the right to spread falsehood. So, like I said, my sister is a doctor in the COVID clinics in Spokane, and I am afraid we are shortly going to hit a breaking point. The doctors and nurses are exhausted beyond belief, and they can see no end in sight because of the actions and choices of too many that want to believe in many forms of conspiracy rather than take a risk to help humanity in this world. There will be a moment when the choices will no longer be an option. There may be a point soon where doctors and nurses refuse to work in such horrific conditions and deal with so much hate coming their way when they are trying to do a very difficult job. There will be a moment when those that refuse to take simple precautions will cause a collapse beyond anything we have known. I fear for what is ahead if we cannot make a significant shift soon. May hearts open and feel the suffering being inflicted by a few. May they finally be willing to take better actions and help in the most obvious of ways. If that is not possible, then humanity is going to continue to see a plague that will carry souls away, and nature will make the correction for us because our arrogance got in the way of common sense. Thanks, everyone.